let's go, let's go, let's go. Alright, people wanna hate every day, it's okay.
My name's Jesse May. I lived life on the edge from the age of 13 till 21, which eventually caused me to have to serve time in federal prison. These stories are from that time, my time in prison, and my life after as I built my business. I don't condone or recommend any of the reckless behavior I took part in during my younger years. But if you'd like to hear the whole story, like and subscribe. Reckless Success.
Is this Reckless Success?
This is it.
You know what I'm saying? And we're going with it.
Right.
I mean, first of all, officially, thank you for having me. I feel honored to do this. You texted me the other day, hey, you want to do the podcast at 6 p.m.? What'd I say?
Hell yeah.
I think I said...
Actually. I go through my text so quick that...
I said another expletive, yes.
Yes.
Exclamation point.
I knew you were the one.
Dude.
Yeah.
And then you said we'll get going, and then we'll eventually get we'll break it in, and then we'll get Biddle and your brother on the podcast.
Yeah. I know Phil's butt hurt right now.
I called him on the way over here, and he was like, he didn't answer, but I was gonna be like, I don't know if I already
knew.
I already knew what he was gonna say. He would have been like, oh, fucking big time. But really, it's just jealousy.
The whole time we're out west, he's gonna be listening to this in his earbuds.
Dude, I hope he does. I hope it's.
And if not, I will be.
Yeah, we have to be.
Oh man,
I've listened. I've played music in my earbuds with the helmet on, listening to music.
Do you not have the headset?
No, dude. My helmet's.
No, stop. Buy the headset right now. I'll get you one cheap.
You got a
I'll have it
motocross?
here.
What do you mean? In your motocross helmet?
Yeah,
you
missed it last year.
Oh, see, I didn't have that last year.
So
you look like a fucking park
ranger. You didn't go last year. That's why.
That's true. I had a baby.
No, I didn't look like a park ranger. It does have this little deal here, but me and who went last year? Bundern.
Yes.
So I put one in Bundern's helmet because I got two, which he's not going, so I need to get that back.
Right.
As soon as possible, please.
Tyler.
And we could talk just clear as day.
Right.
If we're going fast, you couldn't hear it break up, but anytime I climbed a hill, then I'd be like, okay, stay to the right.
Right.
Crisp and clear. If you're not talking, you push a button and it goes back to your music. So you can be on music and I can buzz into your deal and be like, Chad, and talk to you while you're listening to music, and the music stops and then I come in. It's
you attach it to your helmet?
Yeah, it's all. I've got speakers in my helmet. I got the mic in my helmet, and
but your existing helmet, you didn't buy a new helmet for this.
Right. Yeah,
that's
my existing one. Yeah,
that would be a game changer because.
So the one we bought last year, we bought like the OEM brand.
Right.
So then this year I got a new helmet for the Ducati.
No big deal. Got a Ducati.
And I hopped on one of the local sites. Found them way cheaper, $40.
Versus?
A few hundred, couple hundred, something like that.
Do you get what you pay for?
They both work the same.
No, there you
so,
go.
Out there in West, it was actually not that great. On the bike, it's loud, windy, same thing. I can't hear if I'm really going wide open, but if I slow down, I can hear perfect. So yeah,
that's nice. We're talking about
so
going.
Nice. We talked the whole time. We podcasted while we rode.
Dude, imagine. People have done similar things, like not necessarily with snowmobiling. I don't know if they've ever done that with snowmobiling, but like even Joe Rogan did like a thing where he was like climbed a mountain or something, like, and he podcasted while he went up. I don't think it turned out great, but like it was kind of cool.
Right.
We're talking about going
to the side of a mountain.
Right. We're talking about going out west, and we're talking specifically the greatest city in the world, West Yellowstone, Montana.
With the Running Bear Lodge.
With the Running Bear Pancake House.
Pancake House, yeah.
So I'm not saying we need a free breakfast, Running Bear, but if you're hearing this,
we'll be there.
We will be there, January 11th through the 15th, 2024. Make a note of it. We've been going out there since 2000. I've been going since 2016. You've been going since what, 2020? 2019?
This will be my 6th. Yeah, 2020.
2020, 21, 22, 23. This will be 5th.
And one summer trip. 6th.
Ooh, we did. We went out there in July of 2021. We had the women.
Mm-hmm.
We side-by-sided. Talk about a different climate and like a different world.
I've got some pictures we can put up of side-by-siding.
Oh, yeah.
You flipping over the side-by-side.
No, that was my dad.
Daddy.
That was Big Daddy.
No, I got a picture of you and Phil flipping it over.
Oh,
you're turning it over,
dude.
it's upside down.
And that hill we climbed, there's this thing called the Powerline Trail. which you know about, but it runs all, like anytime you look down a power line trail, you just see power lines and it's all mowed and bush hogged. Well, with side by side or with snowmobiling, it's covered in snow and it's just fresh powder. You can just rip down it.
West Virginia type power lines. I mean, just straight down mountains.
Yes.
But it's clear. And they've got a path. First year, we all killed it. We didn't know what we were into. You guys may have.
No, we were more fearless and courageous the first year. And we went down kind of by.
First year I went?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we were like, but then remember.
It's because you guys were trying to. I know the game, right? So as a kid, my buddies would get a four-wheeler. Well, I knew the trails.
Right.
I knew where the little route going up the hill was to avoid. I wouldn't tell my buddies. So they keep following me. I'd do a little hill and I'd do a medium hill. They'd be behind me. And I'd take them to the hard hill. I'd go up and I knew that route was there. I'd go around it and get up top and I'd stand there and watch. They'd hit that route and flip down. That's what y'all were trying to do.
and Biddle.
Biddle did it.
Dude, like 3 hours in or less.
Yeah.
He went up that hill.
That was terrifying.
Needed to go straight, and he went right. And as he goes right, he starts to come down.
He made it, though. He made it to the top. Remember?
He did, but
he came out. He crested, and not crested, but right as he was getting to where it was flattening out a little bit, he like went left, and remember he did a big horseshoe.
He bailed off the snowmobile, and then the snowmobile plowed that tree. He was freaking out. Ended up costing like $400, but he was like, thought he ruined the whole snowmobile.
We seen the West go up the hill, does a horseshoe, comes around, jumps off the snowmobile, and the snowmobile disappears. And about 3 seconds later, you seen a tree down here go poof. Snowball. Well, there's where the snowmobile's at.
It destroyed it. We had to pull him all the way back to town.
Yeah. We had to pull Big Dad back to town, too.
With the side-by-side?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That was thrashed.
Hydro locked it.
That $45 a day insurance fee is well worth it. Although those parts are cheap to fix.
Yeah, because it's a $1,000 deductible.
$1,000 deductible, and no one's ever maxed that out, and we've destroyed things.
But just
it's like
in case,
$400, $600 is kind of the window.
And the deductible's $1,000, so you just pay it. But boy, if you totaled it, it's well worth it.
And you'd probably total it. Remember, we had our one buddy go like 21. I'm not gonna name names. Remember, he was freaking out the whole time about didn't want to crash. We thought he was going to be like next level.
Right.
He was tripping out about, oh shit, I don't want to pay that $1,000 deductible.
And here I come by using him as a berm.
Dude, I want everyone to go and snowmobile out there. Yeah. Like the women wouldn't like it because it's cold, like negative 20.
If you're a man, you got to be on top of that mountain.
Two top
is
the best. Lionhead is sick. Remember we went up the side of Lionhead that one time.
Dude,
it was windy, and I sent Ellie Mae some pictures earlier.
Last year was so weird.
A video.
We got to the top of Two Top, and there's reflectors every 100 foot or so, or 75 foot on the side of the trail. It was the only time the wind and the snow was blowing so hard, I had stopped completely. I couldn't see my handlebars. To the point that I thought I was moving. I had my brakes pulled, and I knew I was stopped, but the wind was blowing so hard with the snow. I took my foot and put it off the side of the snowmobile and touched the ground. Like, what is going on here?
I hate when it's like that, though.
It was horrible.
When it's sunny, beautiful. But when it's, like, cloudy and...
the whole trip. We went to Lionhead after Two Top the next day, and there was so much snow. We went late. So there was, like, our normal snow, and then twice that. It was so deep.
It was deep.
It was so deep.
I like when
coming over the top of the windshield deep. You'd be going, and your snowmobile's down in there, but still going. It would still go. You wouldn't spin out and sink, but there would be like snow drifts, like going into the snow drift. The whole thing was like that. It was kind of rough, dude. It was
sick though, dude.
I love snow just shooting in your face the whole time. We do motocross helmets, so
yeah, which means your nose is getting cold, and your neck's probably getting cold. And your mouth, like anything exposed to the elements, is cold, but everything else is hot.
I'm like a lobster. I'm like a lobster that just came out of the pan.
When you take your helmet off, dude, because you're always gonna get stuck. Yeah. Somebody's gonna get stuck, and you take it off, and you're just like you look like what's that?
I got that good gear.
Nicolas Cage.
FXR.
Yeah, FXR.
Sponsored.
I've been looking at some FXR one piece. I forget what they're called, but they're sick. But What was the Nicolas Cage movie where he had the pumpkin head, like the he was a speed racer or something. It was like he was the devil.
I never really watched that.
Anyways, he had a flaming head, and that's like what you look like the dude off the Jinko Jeans guy.
Yes. Yes.
Dude.
I thought more of the Nicolas Cage in Gone in 60 Seconds. When
Jinko's
he pulls...
sick too, though, dude, and they're coming back. A buddy of mine.
I've got a brand new pair right now.
No, I wish you did. You got a pair of Jinko jeans?
Bet.
I had 15 pairs of Jinko jeans, and they were $55. You actually have a pair of Jinko jeans?
Dude, I
got
you
bought a pair?
I got one of everything.
Why don't you wear those? Let people know.
I do wear them. Oh, dude, you don't think they're used?
If I could see my shoes, they weren't good enough. I wanted to cover the whole entire shoe.
Mine and my buddies, we would staple to the soles of the shoes because they were so big. I'm talking kangaroos. Elephants, dude.
Yeah.
Where it's just, I remember
sick.
when my friend got the kangaroos, and these things were probably 30 inches diameter.
Right.
I thought that, back to my Gone in 60 Seconds that I was about to say.
Mm-hmm.
Thought the same thing about my buddy. I thought, that is a bad man when he walked into school with them Jinkos.
Do whatever he wanted.
Dude, he could hide whatever he wants.
What were you going to tell him? Nothing.
Yeah, one hit. It's damn.
How old are we talking?
Inhaler, junior high, high school.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how it's done. I think kids now, thank God, generally are like so not used to talking to people in person.
Right.
That like they're more skittish than we were as kids.
Oh, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'd be talking to everybody.
They may text more and Snapchat more. Like
but they don't talk.
They send pictures of like their face, or like just the ground.
Dude.
I'm like, why don't you just text?
I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing. It was just a picture of anything. It could be the wall. I don't get it, but I've seen what you're talking about. I don't have any kids that age, but
buddy, mate.
I know some. My son's 14.
He's on the way.
And he just got Snapchat recently. And
he probably sends stupid ass pictures of the ground.
He's like, deer hunting. Sending pictures of deer hunting. I'm like, bro, how you even hunting?
Put the phone away.
If you're on your phone.
The deer will sense that shit.
Yeah, everybody ain't got to know.
Your grandparents had a place up there.
Yep. Let's get back to this Jinko jeans.
You've got to be kidding me. Dude, those are sick. Oh, for those of you listening, audio only. Dude, you can
tell them I ain't got Jinko jeans.
What's that say? Jinko jeans. Unbelievable. I mean, those are gigantic. They're bell bottoms times 15. I mean, the world is your oyster with those.
When you got a pocket that big, when you got a bunch of money, you got to have a big ass pocket.
You got to have a big pocket, dude.
Yeah.
That's incredible, dude. Where did you order those online?
Straight from Jinko.com.
How much? $110? No. $130? They used to be $55.
Were they $130?
My mom would bitch at me all the time. She's like, "You don't need another pair. There's $55 a pair."
Oh yeah. I'd always get hand-me-downs from my buddies.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Yeah, a couple buddies' parents bought them, and
you didn't see a lot of back. I had a couple of Jinko shirts, but like I was pretty much Jinko jeans, like
the skunks. I'd walk in with them black pants with that white line down the side,
letting people know.
The hallway would part like the Red Sea as I come in there, and I just walk down with my big ass jeans.
Right.
My big ass.
The world, dude. The world is your oyster at that level. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want. I love that. These microphones are sick, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
We done
a little bit of research on them.
Right. Yeah. This whole thing's really sweet.
This setup right here. So we started with just a straight metal stand that came up, but you want to lean back, and I seen just by research and
I've said this before, but Joe Rogan always said, keep it a fist from your face. And I said this before, when you're like in a recliner and they got the boom and everything over here and you're sitting right here and then I'm talking to you over there, I feel like that's weird.
That is weird. You're too far away.
I want to be able to knock your picture down.
It's these mats. Hang on a second. We got to get bigger mats.
What have we got going on?
We got to figure this out. We got to figure out the...
Hang on.
You're about to knock the picture.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to be able to get right here.
You slid off the mat, but
I did.
You're back on.
That's unbelievable. But this is sweet because you got it's versatile. You know what I mean? And it's
Yep.
all about versatility. Because
Oh,
if
yeah.
I want to get comfortable, I'll just pull this mic right over here.
Did you just
But
gain some height?
I don't think so.
Because if you did, you just adjusted it.
Yeah, that's unbelievable what you're capable of here. I mean, the world at our fingertips.
It's at your hands. Fingertips right there.
Yeah, dude. I feel like a badass sitting here like this. You know what I mean?
You are a badass sitting there like
Thank
that.
you. Yeah, this is sick. What a studio.
Yeah, this is looking good.
We're in
It's
Southern
working out good.
Illinois.
We got a casino. We
Dude,
got a
we're
studio.
burgeoning right now. We got a casino that just started, opened up officially. We got this podcast studio.
With a potentially secondary podcast studio in the works.
We're working on a potential
that
second
we have
site.
just finished up.
I mean, what you don't know is that is the podcast studio.
I already made it. I mean, it's already.
It looks sick though, dude. You got those
gonna-
lights, those can lights on the outside.
Private
window.
bar.
You got that window fixed.
Next week, our buddy Wes Lawrence is going to black them out, tint them.
5%.
I think it's more of a reflective, more like a mirror look.
NASA.
Yeah. Elon. type.
NASA's got that good shit.
I want it to look like a Cybertruck when you drive by.
Dude, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
You need to get a Cybertruck. You know those people that put like
I
fucking
want the plaid.
$14 down back like 4 years ago? Like, I put $43 down and I got a Cybertruck reserved.
Right.
I don't think they've delivered those yet.
No.
I want to know what that $43 is doing.
Just 43. That's all they
It was
needed.
minimal, dude. I think it was
Did you get me a Cybertruck?
for $43.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Give me 3 of them.
Right. I'll take a couple of them
Yeah.
bad boys. Those are pretty sick, but like the first person I see driving a Cybertruck in Southern Illinois, with all due respect, I'm going to say is a douchebag. Is that fair?
I don't know.
Or is it bold?
It's bold.
It's both.
It's bold, really, because my good buddy wants a Sherp.
I don't even know what that is.
It's bold.
But I don't think that's douchey because I don't even know what that is.
It's crazy, but yeah, it's same type. It's kind of weird, but I definitely pull up on that sumbitch and
Right, let
be
people
like,
know.
"Get on, boys!" It's a big 4-wheel, like monster truck wheels. They
Yeah.
float. They go on ice. So you can just break through the ice, climb out. It's called a Sherp. So I went on a goose chase looking for one, and
Right.
they're not built in America. They're more of a overseas. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
like
fuck.
Scandinavia type rig.
Really?
And I found one. I got with a broker in Florida. I found one from an influencer in Utah.
What is an influencer?
Just
Are you an
He has a
influencer?
shirt. Not yet. I don't have that shirt.
You got to get that shirt.
I got to get that shirt.
And then
for you
you're
to
certified.
influence. Once you got a shirt, yeah, you're
Yeah, you can do whatever
influencing
you
all
want.
the fuck. You pull up and that's some bitch.
Yeah.
Got like a riding lawnmower. Pull up driving that thing. The
Right.
whole front opens. It's got
You're influential at that point.
You're influential.
That's
Yeah.
badass. A Sherp, huh?
But
You got that
I would like to
Ducati.
be an influencer with my story
That's right. What
from being reckless to successful.
reckless success.
Reckless success.
I like it.
I like it too.
We got to get a cool logo made, and by we I mean you and
We're
Ellie.
doing swag. I'm gonna put everybody in Carterville. They're gonna be hats. Reckless success.
Right.
It's gonna be new hashtag. Yeah.
So what's up? How would you generalize your story of? How would you generalize? How do you get from where you were to where you are?
It's a long story.
A lot.
It's a long story, but from a young age, I was always reckless. You know, you and your brother, we grew up in just a reckless area. We didn't have phones.
That's true.
I feel like I feel like the kids that are reckless now, they're like reckless. They're gonna get themselves hurt.
And they've got their phone to document every single thing
Yes,
they do.
we went
Idiots.
hard. I mean, we would ride 4-wheelers at 14 all night, camp
Right.
out, buddies. And I'm not talking about little 50s. We had Raptors and
Right.
400EXs.
Banshees, dude.
Banshees.
Those Banshees sounded mean, didn't they?
Our parents had just enough money
to get you some
to let us
shit.
do stupid shit.
Right.
Yeah. Like I got a Raptor at 15.
No business having a Raptor. I remember I got a street bike, unrelated, but at 18, my dad bought me a street bike, spoiled.
Yeah.
And he called me, and I was like, I want this R6 Yamaha, brand new from the Yamaha shop.
Bad motherfucker.
I was like, I want this, it'd be sick to have. I was already a motocross racer, so like I was good on a motorcycle. And he said, and then he calls me back later that day. He's like, it's against my better judgment, but I went ahead and bought that bike for you, so it's ready
boy,
to be
you got a
picked
good
up.
dad.
Yeah, I know. And I just remember him saying, like, it's against my better judgment. I mean, like, I hope you don't get killed on this thing,
Right.
you know? And then, like, I went and bought it, or went and picked it up. And, like, the dude at the Yamaha shop was like, be careful. It was Heron Fest weekend. It was, like, my senior year of high school, 07. He was like, be careful out there with all that traffic. And I was like, dude, I'm a fucking stud. Like, I'll
I'm
be
gonna
fine.
ride wheelie over the traffic
Right.
out there.
But, like, having a street bike's not all it's made out to be, especially if you don't have anybody to ride with.
Right.
Like, almost exclusively if you don't have anyone to ride with. It's cool to have.
Right.
They're not that comfortable, but, like...
I've just got one right now. I've got the Ducati 939.
Yeah, but that's more comfortable.
The only reason I have it is for clout. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
like
it.
riding a motherfucker.
Right.
I go
you
out-
ride this. You ride the moped with
Yeah, I got
wifey.
a fucking moped with the
Right.
wife that I ride.
That's
That's
true.
fun.
Right.
The Ducati, I'm terrified. I'm gonna get pulled over. I'm gonna get chased. I'm gonna get in a
Right.
wreck. My buddy just got hurt real bad. Car pulled out in
Right.
front of him. So the Ducati is fun, but I'm of an age to where that reckless speed. I know now. I've been in wrecks. I know
Right.
what can happen. So
Right.
now we went to Missouri last fall or a few months ago, and we were hitting like 130, 140. That's not even fast on the crotch rocket scale. You know, these guys are hitting 200 and stuff, but
They're not
the whole
riding ahead.
time I was not. I mean, I was having fun because I was feeling it, you know, but I'm in my head. I'm nervous. I got a wife,
Right.
kids, so I'm good with under 100. I don't want to lose my license
Right.
again.
Hey.
Hey.
Driver's license is so nice to
Yeah.
have. You take it for granted.
Without a license, I'd be nothing.
That's probably fair to say.
I'd have to
dude.
have a driver take me
Right.
to my dozer, put me on my tractor.
Right. Did you see that video? Are you a Zach Bryan fan?
Mhm.
He got pulled over like twice
seen
in a
that.
couple, right? And like, all right, let me think here. The first time, a little douchey.
He was douchey. The one I seen. I don't know if it was the
So
first
the
or
first,
second.
that was like, he was a little douchey. The cop was a little douchey too.
Mhm.
But he gets pulled over. He gets out. They ask him to come out of the truck quick because he says, "I don't want to give you my ID. I don't want to give you my address." Is what he said.
Yeah.
He said, "Because I'm like," and then this is a little douchey. He's like, "I'm a famous musician."
Right.
I'm like, just give him.
That's like me being like, "Listen, bud, I'm a famous operator."
I've got 4,500 TikTok followers.
That's right. He does too, or is that me you're talking about?
Talking about you, you're well known in the industry.
Right.
So I'm saying, so he gets out. Everyone's seen the video, but my point to that is, God, I don't even know what my point to that was. Where were we at right before that?
But let's go back.
Help me.
Whenever we were younger, we didn't have to be douchey with cops. I was douchey with one cop. Oh, man, I've got some good stories to tell. I can't wait to
Yeah.
tell them. People out, you know, whatever.
Right.
Didn't last long. It was short-lived.
Thank you.
But I'm down in Stonefort, and I've got my Raptor. I'm like 17. I'm a little kid cooking meth for whatever reason.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I mean, it was the time, you know. You got to adapt to the times. It was 2007,
Right.
something like that. 2003, I don't remember.
One of the two. 2007, 2003.
One of them years.
Big difference for me.
So I'm down there, and I'm with a buddy, and we're looking for a place. We're actually picking up something off the side of the road in a ditch, and I'm in a new area. I never did this. I always rode my four-wheeler, but this time I seen this building, and I'm like, let's go park there. And behind it, the woods was all cleared, so it stacked up. And it was this big hill behind the building, like 100 foot up. I go up the hill. We go out there. We're doing our thing. And this is late at night. I've been up for days. I'm a little kid. I'm with
Right.
some old dude.
How old?
It's like 17, 18 probably.
Okay.
Yep. So I'm out here, but I did have a badass Raptor and a
No big
Chevy
deal.
SS.
Chevy SS. Yep.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. When I was 135, everything lost weight but one thing. I'd
You
drive
right.
the truck with that son bitch.
Right. No, I get that.
So,
Yep.
so I'm out here and I'm in this woods and it's like 3 a.m. and all of a sudden I hear somebody yelling my name. I'm in Stonefort. Like, I don't even know where the fuck I'm at. I just came here to pick up a tank. And now I'm out here in this woods and I got this old dude with me showing me how to do things.
Right.
I'm out here and they're yelling my name and I'm like, you hear that? But I've been up for a long time. And he's like, dude, somebody just yelled your name. So I'm listening. I hear Jesse. I'm like, I'm tripping.
Right.
So we pack everything up. We didn't finish. We come out, and it's starting to get daylight. And as we come down, there's this big hill, and I told the guy to wait. I went down the hill. I mean, we waited out a couple hours. It's getting daylight now. I come down the hill, and he's coming down, and as I got to the truck, there's my truck next to the building. There's a sheriff's card. And when I got to the truck, I looked, and it said R, like the letter R, letter U, next, with a couple exclamation points. And I'm like, damn. So I'm like, drop everything. So he drops the bags. We jump in my truck, burn out, get back to Marion. I mean, I would have ran anyways. I was a running son of a bitch. I was like Forrest Gump, dude. I'd run from you. I'd pull up. I literally used to film, and I'd go out and look for cops and then run from them and film it so I could. I mean, this is before the internet.
Before it was even
we
cool
had
to
a
do
damn camcorder.
Right.
You know, we didn't have a. Yeah, my buddy's like riding on back trying to film like
imagine
that.
if they had YouTube back then, you'd be famous.
Oh, dude, we had some good times.
Right.
So, let me think. So when the cop's there, I almost feel like he put something on my truck. 'Cause so when you're all in the lifestyle, I had people all over the place. So right when my name came over the scanner, because the cop ran my plate, I got people already hearing that. They're sitting in a room all tweaked out, listening to Breaker 19.
Worrying.
Jesse's getting busted.
Right.
He ain't gonna be here.
Right.
So, but little they know.
Meanwhile,
I show up.
right.
So I get to my buddy's house. It's early morning. It's raining. I pass out in the truck. I wake up a few hours later.
Yep.
We had cell phones in. At this
Right.
time, we had cell phones, but it was like the Nokia or the
They weren't
Razor
like
just
the-
come out.
right.
My mom had called a bunch of times.
Ooh, not a good sign.
Not a good sign. But so I call her back, and I'm like, what's going on? And she said, the cops are calling last night saying that they found your truck in the middle of the road with the doors open. And I'm like, nah, it was beside a building with the doors closed.
Yeah.
But I think they got in that bitch. So I wake up, I call my mom, but the guy's not there that I passed out. The guy that was with me that left, we're talking at the time, it's probably like 10 grand worth of material here that we got to go get.
Right.
And it's only going to take me a little bit to go get it.
Right.
I wake up, the guy's gone. I'm like, shit, he went and got it because everybody's cutthroat, you know?
Uh-huh.
So I go back to this building, and business is in fucking session, dude. And the bags are on the edge of the parking lot. And as I pull in the parking lot, there's like all kinds of cars. I parked at a building that's a full-on office. Cars parked right beside the cars on the edge of the parking lot, 2 duffel bags, just sitting there in plain sight. I'm like, oh. So just a few hours before this, the cop put a card on and I got 2 cards from the cop, same way.
Yeah.
So I pull up, I grab the bags, throw them in the truck. I'm by myself. I burn out. And I'm like, damn. So I think they put something on my truck. The next night from Stone Fort to my road, I park my truck. I get in my other buddy's car. I found the dude. He went to get breakfast.
Right.
And you got to show me how to do this shit. Come on.
Right.
So we're sitting in that valley and we're smoking it off, which is making a bunch of smoke. Shouldn't have been doing all this, but a bunch of smoke. And since we're in a valley, it's staying there. It's not dissipating.
Right.
We see a car coming, headlights, so we take off. And once we enter Stoner Circle, we go straight. The car came up and turned right, which would be away from the circle.
Right.
So, and this is late at night in a
Right.
gallon bag, and it was. So, we get to so we're going like 110 mile an hour in between curves. He's
Right.
110, hits the curve, and the car's gaining on us, but they've just got headlights. So I know something's not right. I'm like, how is this car? How are we going 110 and this car with headlights is gaining on us? So when we got back to where we entered the circle coming out, we turned back to the same route. The car is now probably a few hundred, probably 1,000 foot behind us. Maybe 700. And he turns under the street light, and I see it's a Williamson County Sheriff.
Okay.
I don't know
Not
if
good.
Yeah, it is past statute of limitations.
You're
so,
fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I got like.
This is 1996. Go ahead.
Is old.
Right.
So I got this gallon bag full of shit, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm gonna jump out and run.
Right.
We're in a Honda Civic going 110.
Right.
I got some crazy old dude, driving. I ain't got no license. We just borrowed my high school buddy's vehicle.
Right.
We're about to pass my truck in this police chase sitting at his house.
Uh-huh.
So my initial thought was I'm going to jump out and run. Thank God I didn't, because the dogs would have tore my ass up.
Right.
And as we broke over to the original spot where we started, where we were in the valley smoking, and I'm getting ready to run, I got my window down, I'm all freaked out. Now once he turned at the four-way, and I seen that it was a cop, right after that he hit his cherries and blueberries. We're in full speed chase.
Right.
We're running. So I'm about to jump. And right as we went over that valley, the road jumps down like that. And right before we did, I said, get ready to swerve to the right. And right when we went over that hill, he swerved to the right, and I fucking launched that dope out the window. Right when I seen the cop headlights go from on us to, bam, I threw it. We slowed down, stopped right after where we started this whole thing. Stopped. So I did have a clean oxygen tank in the trunk. This is like shit that'd been in there for 2 weeks that I had in my buddy's car or whatever. So I had a clean oxygen tank and a gas mask.
For what?
Stealing anhydrous.
Oh, of course. Why else?
Yeah. So, but they weren't used.
Right.
This is just regular old props. I got a damn World War II gas mask and a clean oxygen tank. That's what it was going to be for.
Harmless. Right.
It's harmless. So, but I didn't have nothing on me besides these two clean items. But in the process, I had spilled the ether all over my leg. It's so much so that when I threw out the liquid, it dried on my leg, and there was dope all over my leg. So the liquid dries out, turns to powder. I look down, and I got dope all over me. I'm scratching it off. I'm in the back of a cop car. They get us both out. So I'm sitting in this cop car. I'm like, fuck, I stink. I smell like somebody just sprayed me with starting fluid. I mean, I smelled so bad, I poured it all over myself. Cop comes back, opens the door, and he's like, woo! He said, damn. They thought we were stealing anhydrous. The cops didn't know the difference between ether and anhydrous. They just knew it all smelled the same, and man, we were dope cooks. So he said, woo, that juice. And I said, it's that pimp juice. And he said, I know what kind of juice that is. I said, it's that pimp juice. So they didn't have me on nothing but a gas mask and a clean oxygen tank, which isn't illegal. I mean, I bought this shit at the Army surplus store. It's good.
Right.
So the cops are fucking Carterville cops. At this time, like, we all knew each other, but it was like literally like Dukes of Hazzard. 100%.
Right.
Me and Tom Wright gotten over, I guarantee me and Tom Wright gotten over 50 police chases. And every time I'd see him a couple days later, and he'd be like, I'm going to get you one day. It was like a running joke,
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Tom Wright.
Yeah.
So they got me out of the car now because I'm stinking it up.
Right.
And they're searching this car hard. And they're asking me, are you on meth? Where's the meth? So I was always a little witty, and I'm like, oh, everybody gather around. I want to tell you something. They gather around, and I was like, you might want to check the tires. And they're like, the tires? And I was like, I heard people keep shit in the tires. So, like, they're looking at the tires, like, poking at them. But I was like, everybody, are you on crack? And I remember the cop at the time, he had a hard-on for me. And he was like, and I told this cop all this at a bar after I got home from prison. I told him these stories. He was drunk. Yeah. And he was like, I always liked you because I couldn't catch you. I just couldn't catch you at this shit. He's like, I'd get you all the time, but you wouldn't have nothing on you. And I told him about these two stories. I said, remember this one time? I said, I got over 200 grams snuck on your ass. But so I'm like, you on crack? And this cop always wanted to fight me, boy. He's like, and he come up, oh, motherfucker. So anyways, they ended up telling me, we don't have nothing on me, but the driver had a suspended license, so he couldn't be driving. So they took him to jail. They impound the car, and they come back and they tell me there's no charge. They did take my gas mask and my fucking oxygen tank, which I'm pissed off about because I was going to use it the next day. Right. And I got to go buy another one.
Not convenient.
I'm not trying to throw up red flags buying a bunch of gas masks and oxygen tanks, but whatever. So they leave me. My truck's just fucking 300 feet up the road. I can see it the whole time. Right. But in my head, I'm thinking they don't know. So the same cop that ran my plate the night before in Stonefort, which is Williamson County, was the same cop that has me out here sitting in the valley. Right. My buddies on the scanner tell me this later. It's like cop 13 or whatever. And so they got to let me go. And they can smell it, but they can't find it. I mean, they searched me up and down. I ain't got nothing on me. I'm good. Right. It's all sitting back a few thousand feet on the side of the road. I'm thinking, shit. Right. So they called my buddy, and he's the tow guy.
Okay.
And I hear him. But I got buddies everywhere. I'm the dope man at the time, and this is 2007. Everybody's on dope. Everybody was doing dope. Bankers, whatever.
Yeah.
They all act like they weren't doing dope, but I was over there selling it to them, so somebody's doing that shit.
Right.
And so they let me go. I run up the road. I remember it starts sprinkling. I run up the road. I run back to the house where everybody's waiting around, for me to come back. And I'm like, we got big trouble, boys.
Nah.
I was like, our buddy's in jail.
Right.
The car's getting towed, and the dope's on the side of the road. So I called the tow guy. The cops had put a hold on the car because they're after me.
Yeah.
Take the car. I call the tow guy. I'm like, how much would it cost to pick it up and drop it off 300 feet down the road to me? He's like, $50. I said, do it. Sweet. So he picks the car up. The cops all leave. He literally drives right down to me. I'm sitting right there down the road. Unloads the car, slip him 50. He's gone. He actually ended up losing his contract with the county over this shit.
Yeah.
He wasn't supposed to go with the car.
Right.
So I got my car back. This is all the same night. This went from like 2:30. Now we're at like 3:30. So then me with no license, I drive over to the courthouse. I bail the guy out that got arrested for $100 in the same car they just impounded. I get the guy back. Now we're coming back down my road at 6 a.m. We come around and I'm feeling like everybody's watching. Like they got this place staked out. Obviously didn't live here at the time. And as I come up the road, boy, right there in the ditch was my gallon bag. Yeah. And I hopped out and grabbed it. And I got back to the house. I had the dope, I had the guy, and I had the car.
Like it never happened.
And the story goes on a little bit more to a few months later. Same cops. This is just going off talking about Dukes of Hazzard stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm at the cop. His parents own these apartments. The cop that's after me. Well, his parents had rented an apartment to a dope head.
Okay.
I'm over there.
Right.
I'm selling a little dope or whatever.
Sure.
Trying to make a little money. So I sell like 3 8-balls to people. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden the cops show up. They're out here on the porch. This is before cell phones.
Right.
So they're out on the porch and they're looking to arrest some people with warrants. There's like a whole house full of people. They'd all wait there and I'd show up, get rid of it, whatever.
Right.
So they're arresting some people. They're calling people out. We're all inside. And I run to the bathroom. I got all my dope. I'm getting ready to flush it. And I look down and this is not probably a good thing to say, but there was a baby doll that had a big head, like a rubber head, and I freaking ripped the head off and I shoved it in there. And as I'm doing that, the other 3 people I just made $1,000 off of come to the door and they're like, "Here, flush this too, flush this too." So everybody gives me their dope. Well, I'm like, I'll put it in the baby doll head and put the head back on. Cops come in, arrest a couple people. They're back out on the porch. I'm inside. I hear the cop telling the woman, "My parents are gonna kick you out. Jesse May's a known dope cook. We just caught him with a full anhydrous tank and a gas mask." Well, they didn't catch me with a full anhydrous tank. They caught me with a freaking clean oxygen tank that never been used. Right. So I'm a cocky little sumbitch. I bust up, kick the screen door open. I'm like 135, right? I come out. I'm like, what? Yeah, motherfucker. Because all my friends are there. I'm trying to throw me under the bus. I'm like, I was like, you didn't charge me with shit. I said, I want my fucking gas mask and my tank back.
Right.
And there's one cop that's there. And this other cop I'm not getting along with.
All right.
Cop gets up in my face and he's like, "Come on, motherfucker." He's like, "Hit me." He's like going hard. He's pissed off. He just can't find the dope.
Right.
So he's like, "Hit me, motherfucker." And I'm like thinking about it, but this dude's pretty big and I only weigh 135. And, he is a cop.
Right.
The cop in the background, he's shaking his head no, like, this cop's lost it. Don't do it. Because he can see it's getting tense. So, anyways, I got away those 2 times with all that from the same cop that was after me. I seen him at the bar after I got home from prison. And I told him, he was all drunk as shit. And I was telling him these stories and he was laughing. He was slapping his leg. He's like, "That's why I always liked you." He's like, "I couldn't get you."
Dude,
Hey, I gotta pee. Can we take a pee break? Gosh, I was holding it.
You know what's weird? Joe Rogan almost never pees.
He pees a little bit.
Not that often.
My favorite's his early episodes where he goes pee.
You
can hear him. So he's in the bathroom pissing.
You can't judge him on those early episodes. That barely counts.
Oh, dude, they're great. I love I like the early ones, but it's funny because he goes the early episodes. He goes to the bathroom a lot, and he'll go to the bathroom, and you can hear like in the background the piss, and then Brian will say something to him, and he's like,
Yeah, I'll be right back, or answering questions.
I wonder what happened. I don't think it's a secret, but I don't know
We gotta
what
get
happened with
TikTok
Red
Live.
Band leaving, why he left, and
I
then
know, 'cause
Jamie
he's still
taking
on
over.
sometime.
Oh, he comes on. Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah,
But like Jamie's the new Brian, like
right.
2.0.
But I mean, dude, Jamie, the second as they're talking about things.
Well, and like, look, I love Joe Rogan and I love Jamie, but like, you know, they'll start talking about something, and then he's looking it up, which is brilliant and awesome.
Nonstop.
I mean, that's like real life Luke
right.
talking about. He's listening to us, and boom, he pulls it up, and then we're like, man, I wonder. And then we look over, and he's got it pulled up,
Right.
and it's like, okay, like Jamie pays attention the whole time. He's
Right.
not over there chilling, talking. You know what I mean?
He's not
Like,
surfing the Facebook.
right? He's. I just wonder, like,
It's because he's got a plaid, dude.
I wonder how many times like Jamie's like, dude, I cannot work tonight. Like, it's my anniversary with the old lady. We got dinner reservations.
Never, dude. Jamie's not that kind of guy.
He's not that kind of guy.
He's not that kind of guy. You get good guys sometimes
Right.
that will schedule around.
Right.
You know, they got a show.
Right.
Maybe we got to go out tomorrow night.
Right. We're going out tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about having good
I just
people.
made $1 million. We're going out tomorrow night, or
Right.
however much.
I bet Joe gives him bonuses
Oh,
like it's
dude.
going out of style.
If you're driving a Tesla Plaid,
Buddy.
you know, we tried to rent a Plaid
Yeah.
just because I want to drive one too. I want to be a Jamie for a day.
Right. Who doesn't?
So we went to Florida. We got on Toro, and we're looking at cars to rent.
Right.
I'm like, fuck, get that Plaid, baby. It goes
Right.
0 to 60 in like 1.9 or something.
We're here for a good time.
We're here for a good time.
Right.
They wouldn't rent it to me because I
They
didn't
didn't
have
trust
a
you?
history with Toro. But it was like
How are you supposed to have a history if you don't ever get a chance to?
it was a high dollar rental too. It wasn't cheap. Whatever
Right.
we were gonna spend, it was like $1,000 for a day or two.
Right.
And the dude wouldn't rent it. I thought for sure, but no. But
Money
he said
talks.
it's nuts. He's like, this car, they are so fast.
Really.
We got to get one.
Battery powered vehicles are weird, dude. Like there's battery powered motorcycles,
Right.
dirt bikes that like Stark like
Yeah.
makes these
Yeah.
bikes that are like,
Suron,
dude, they accelerate so fast
so quick.
that it doesn't make it almost defies physics. Like it's like on a dirt bike, it's like
Right. You can feel the power as it's coming on.
that's
Electric,
a two-stroke
it's
sound,
just
but like electric,
it's more of a
boom. It's just bzzz, and it's
Right.
I don't know. It's weird.
It's probably similar to my jet boat.
Ooh, dude.
Have
did
you
get
been
the
on
thing
the
wrapped
jet
in?
boat
No,
yet?
dude. I'm not going on that thing. With all due respect, I'm terrified.
Dude, it is a terrifying experience.
Especially with you. With
Every time
due
I go out in that jet boat, when I get back to the truck and the
Right.
trailer, I feel like I've just survived. Like it's
Oh, I
over. Like I
guarantee
had
it,
this sense of relief come over me.
right.
It's the same as riding a crotch rocket, but even more dangerous. I feel like maybe not. It's dangerous in a different way. When you
Yeah.
get out on the river and it's flowing and you see these eddies going by,
Right.
and I'm out here cutting shitties at 30 mile an hour and
Mm-hmm.
doing donuts and then jumping out of it. I am not an experienced jet boat driver. That's another thing.
Right.
First time we took it out, so I've only had it out probably 6 times.
Yeah.
3 or 4 of the times I thought we were dying. 100%. Just like a crotch rocket and somebody pulled out in front of you. One time, first time we took it out, me, my wife, my son, little dude sitting shotgun. I got a customized seat for it
Yeah.
to put little dude right between me and my wife.
Right. Like
And,
side by side.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I got my buddy and his wife in the back seat because it's 4-seater or
Okay.
5 or 6 really.
Right.
So I'm pushing it to its limits, right? Because when you get something, you're not going to find out its limits until you push it there.
That's true.
And then you know what its limits are. I've
Right.
done this with every machine I've ever owned.
Right.
Yeah, it might be upside down at the bottom of the hill or whatever, but now I
But
know
now you know.
that's what it can do.
Right.
So with the jet boat, so we're out, and it's just handling so good. It's going 50 mile an hour, 55 right in there. But I'm taking these curves in the river like it's nothing.
Right.
Not at 55, probably more like 40. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to open it up. I see a big old sweeping curve up ahead, and I don't have my GPS or nothing pulled up. I just see it visually. I get going wide open. I got all these people in the boat with me. Little man's asleep. He's passed out. He don't even know what the hell's going on.
Right.
And as we're going around this curve, I got it wide open, and we're coming around this curve, and this thing sounds like old school muscle car. I mean, when you fire it up, it's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's crazy. You got to have headsets. We're coming around this curve. I have no roll cage, which the cage is more for the fish. No seat belts. I had little like boat pontoon seats in it at the time.
Yeah.
It's before we fixed it all up. Coming around this curve, and the turn gets tighter, and I turn into it, and it's a jet boat, so it's like a jet ski. If I let off the gas,
You don't turn.
you don't turn. You go straight. So as I'm coming around, and I get too tight into the turn, and this fucking thing skipped like a rock with 4 of us in there, and I'm talking 10 feet out of the water, dude. The boat comes sideways, flying, hits, skips like a rock again. The next time we hit, it stopped, and water came right up to the top of the boat, and then I just punched it out of there. But boy, when we started skipping, I thought, oh shit.
Is your throttle on your hand or foot?
I got a hot foot. So it's a foot throttle, and it's got the bar that comes over the top,
Right.
just in case. And it's a good thing. Last time I had it out, the spring broke on the hot foot. We went all the way down by the Mississippi. It was me and my cousin, his son, and my son.
Okay. Ethan,
Justin.
a little man, or
Was it Ethan, Lisa? Maybe it was just me, Justin.
about to say, little man.
Well, his little man, I know was there.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I had with me. But anyways, so the throttle broke, or the spring broke, and luckily, because it just drops to the floor then, and you're,
Right.
but luckily it's got that guard across the top of your foot, so I could slow down. Because boy, when it broke, I thought all hell broke loose. I was
Right.
like, I felt something in my foot get weak, and this thing's just, but
Dude, that's wild.
it's a terrifying experience. So have you seen it?
I saw it you sent me a picture of it early on, and then I saw it at Flattail getting the
Have you
roll
seen it with
cage
the
put
wrap?
on. No, but you got a Mountain Dew Code Red
Dude, I
wrap.
got the Code Red Mountain Dew wrap. Trying to get Cletus McFarland to hook
Dude, that's
it
so
up.
sick. I was telling a friend of mine, like, you know, some of my friends are like a little bit negative in general in life, I think, like predominantly. And like, I was like, thank you. I was like, you know, I'm doing the podcast, and we talked about that, and then I was like, dude, Jesse just does whatever the fuck he wants.
All the time.
I was like, dude, he has a boat, a jet boat that like he wrapped in Mountain Dew Code Red. He's like, why? I was like, because he fucking wanted to.
Because I fucking wanted to. It's exactly why. You know what I did after that? You know why I did that, honestly?
No, because it's cool.
Because I had a fucking Code Red. I hadn't had one in 20 years, you know.
Mountain Dew
And I
Code
was
Reds
at the
were
gas
good.
station, dude. I picked up that Code Red. I also did it for the Cletus McFarland effect.
Right,
To try
obviously.
to catch his attention.
Right.
Because I want to ride. I mean, if I'm riding with somebody, I want to ride with the best.
Of course.
So if he's got a Mountain Dew jet boat, might as well have the Code Red.
Right.
Because mine is a 240 horse, and
No
I
big
believe
deal.
his is like 170, 180, maybe 200.
Mountain Dew's better than Code Red in terms of like sales in general. I would say Mountain Dew has been more successful than Code Red. His boat's a little faster than yours. You're like the not so successful version of his Mountain
Right.
Dew. You're Code Red. It's an ode almost.
But once you try the Code Red, you're hooked for a while. It
Code
is
Red
so
was
good,
good.
dude. And that was the main
I
thing.
can't drink regular soda anymore though.
No, I can't either. I
Diet.
Don't, yeah.
I drink diet. Diet soda. Yeah, more than I'd like to admit. But I drink coffee in the morning. You drink coffee?
Dude, I live off coffee in the morning.
Black.
No. I doctor mine up with a little sugar. Touch of creamer.
You
I
could do
don't
better.
like the Black Rifle. I do like the Black Rifle, but I don't. It grew on me.
What
you
about
know.
Black Rifle Coffee Co. just being like huge?
Oh, yeah.
Like they sponsor everything.
It blew
dude.
up.
Every podcast like Black BRCC. And what about acronyms?
Let me back up. I do like Black Rifle. It was very delicious.
yeah,
But it's a little too sweet for me, I thought.
Drink the Lion's Mane mushroom coffee.
I drink
Yeah,
Lion's Mane
that's
mushroom
sick, yeah.
coffee, and I'm
Sigmatic.
oh, that's a Joe Rogan thing. Four
Yep.
Sigmatic Lines Man. I wonder, like, and like Ellie and Luke may know, like, okay, let's say
Ellie and Luke are the producers
They
of this
are.
podcast.
Luke is Jamie and Ellie is everything.
At therealluke.com.
At the real Luke on Twitter. He's just making his handle tonight. Real life Luke.
Real life Luke.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Cool Hand Luke.
That's true. We have to pay homage to Cool
Right.
Hand Luke. He did his thing. But Luke's a cool name.
Luke is a cool name.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Real
Isn't it
life
weird?
Luke
You don't really get
is
a
even
choice
better.
in your name. You just kind of get dealt. Like, Chad got kind of a bad rap lately. Like,
Really?
I feel like Chad and
Oh.
Karen are kind of like douchey.
Really? No. When
Fuck,
I
dude,
think
I had
of
nothing
Chad,
to do with it.
I know two Chads, and they're both badasses. It's Chad Skaggs
Mm-hmm.
and Chad Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Ooh, see, I didn't even know that.
Chad what?
Who cares?
The drummer.
Oh, what about Chad Kruger from fucking Nickelback, dude? Badass, though,
Hold
too.
on, dude. Have
Nickelback
you
had a
not-
hell of a run.
There is Chad. I can't think of his freaking name. I actually looked it up today. Chad Smith, man. And he looks like Will Ferrell.
Dude, I love Will
So he
Ferrell.
was on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, what about Luke knowing everything?
Both, yeah.
Comes in hot like it's
Real
no big
Hand
deal.
Luke. So Chad Smith and Will Ferrell are on Saturday Night Live, and Will Ferrell's acting like he's the drummer, and Chad Smith's Will Ferrell. But they, TikTok or Facebook, one of them. So Chad Smith, he's a drummer, Red
Right.
Hot Chili Peppers.
Okay.
And they'll play music that he's never heard, which is kind of hard to believe because it's stuff I've heard on the radio. So how are
Right.
you a drummer and you haven't heard the song? But needless to say, they play the song and they'll play the melody.
He just picks it up.
And not the drums. And then he'll listen for a second and he plays the drums to the song.
Yeah.
And dude, he kills it every time.
What about the fact that Chad Smith, or whoever he is, I don't know him personally. Side note, my brother wanted to go to a Red Hot Chili Peppers concert when he was 13. My mom and dad wouldn't let him, and I think he still kind of holds that against them.
You're riding an R6 and they're like, no, Phil.
Right, you can't go to Red Hot Chili Peppers. But what about the fact that Dave Grohl was the drummer for Nirvana, but yet he wasn't the drummer for Red Hot Chili Peppers. He was lead vocal and guitar. It's almost like, and I say this with the most respect because I love Foo Fighters and I love Dave Grohl.
Right.
Had it not been for Nirvana's demise, i.e. Kurt Cobain
said
killing
demise.
himself,
How are you going to go from, what was it called?
I don't know where Dave. I feel like, and I hate to say this, but like, had Kurt Cobain not killed himself, if he did, Dave Grohl, Foo Fighters may not even exist.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
No, because you're not
Think
getting
about
off
that.
What was it? MTV
Everlong
Unplugged,
may not be-
Unplugged. Right after they done Unplugged on MTV. Like that was
MTV
show stopping.
badass back then. Dude,
Yeah,
TRL,
dude.
Carson
Beavis
Daly.
and Bud would come on. You'd watch some videos. You'd watch.
Dude, it was so cool. They
So
don't have
cool.
that. Kids don't turn to channel 331, which was MTV on DirecTV. 331 was fucking MTV.
Yeah,
I think 333 was MTV2. No, you know what I mean. You'd catch a
wasn't
couple
as
things.
good.
But
that
331 was
original-
popping.
I mean, when they used to play music videos, that's what MTV was.
They still make music videos, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like, I guess they monetize that on YouTube, but like they're spending a lot of money on those music videos. Probably not a ton compared to like what they're making, but like I bet they're spending like several $100,000 on those videos minimum,
Right.
unless they knock them out in a day. But even still, like, you know, they got some music videos still. But I'm like, who's watching them? You're watching
Should we
them on
make
YouTube.
a music video with Real Hand Luke?
We need. Oh, it's Real Life Luke, dude.
Real Life
At Real
Luke.
Life Luke. I mean, come on. That's a
sorry.
well-known handle.
Damn.
It's formulated just
That Cool Hand Luke
45
got me.
minutes ago. Yeah, we should probably, you know what I mean, make a music video. We need
think
this
so.
song.
I can come
I
up with
get
a
so
song.
no.
I can come up with a song.
Can you? I want to.
Zombie
dude,
by Cranberries is the best song ever.
Yeah, we can't. We got to make our own though. We can't be infringing on like copyrights. But which is annoying that you can't just play a song and put it on your video and look cool.
Right.
You got to pay money.
Yep.
Not interested. You know what I mean?
LimeWire. You remember that?
Dude, Napster. I had
Napster.
I had Napster on my dirt bike graphics in 2007. It was Sobe Samsung Napster graphics on a Honda. Anybody that's a motocross guy would remember Sobe Samsung with the Napster logo. Dude, Napster was popping back in the day.
Right.
What about, who's that dude? Sean Sean, what was the guy's name that created Napster and then like got on board with Facebook? Sean Parker. Yes, Sean Parker. Dude,
Luke coming
he knows
through.
everything. Did you Google that or did you just know that? It came to you. Unbelievable. Yeah. Did you have MySpace, Luke?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
MySpace
You know,
was
before
sick.
I went away, I had MySpace.
Right.
While I was gone, Facebook came out and blew up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'd never even seen a Facebook. We didn't have cell phones. The guy that did have a cell phone was getting us shit smuggled in. We weren't using it
Right.
for fucking Facebook.
Right. Priorities.
I got home in 2015, early 2015, somewhere in there, and Facebook. But so previous to this, I had MySpace, and everybody's on Facebook. Puffers, the vapes, they came out while I was away.
Okay.
So I seen a guy at a stoplight, and he was puffing on a puffer, and I thought he was blowing a duck call. And I was like, all right. And then he blew out a cloud of smoke, and I thought, what the fuck was
The
that?
game had changed.
Yeah, I mean, I had never seen that before. It was a game changer.
It's pretty wild.
It was. I mean, I didn't have any long term. You know, I was only gone 5 years, but
Still, that's not nothing.
it was a minute. But, like, I could imagine the guys 20 years, they're coming out like, damn, that burger was 79 cents. What the hell happened?
Dude, you don't think about inflation while you're in prison. You know?
I was locked up with some of the most humble, nicest guys you've ever seen. The system is so crazy and fucked that I was in there with a guy. He was 39 years old, been locked up since he was like 20. He's been locked
half
up
his life.
19 years, and he's still got like 10 to go because he got caught with some MDMA.
Ooh, that's
He got caught
Molly or
Yeah, he got caught with like a
ecstasy.
liquid.
Yeah.
And he was selling it. They gave him Kingpin. So he got like 35 years or something. Most humble guy you've ever met. I never heard him cuss.
Yeah.
I never heard him say a bad word about anybody.
Right.
Guided me through different things while I was there.
Yeah.
The Bible, showing me everything like that. But I'm sitting here thinking, like, this dude got caught with some drugs and he's
Right.
got 35 years to do. But there was a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
I seen guys in there for weed for 30 years, truck drivers.
That wild.
That's wild.
Now, like, they're like, let's go.
I also seen guys in there that did a drive-by and killed a 9-year-old girl.
Okay, they deserve to be there.
Got 9 years.
Not ideal. We're
I'm like,
looking
how the
for
fuck
life.
did this guy just kill a little girl
We'd prefer to see them have life.
and get 9 years? And this
Right.
guy sold some weed and he's got 30. So it's a fucked up system.
It is.
But there's a lot of good knowledge there.
oh, I guarantee it.
Everybody that's in there, I went to the feds.
Right.
So it ain't the state crimes, it's the feds. If you go feds, your crime's more than just a one time. They built a case. They've worked
Right.
against you. You've done something.
Right.
So most of the guys I was in there were white collar, like Enron execs.
Ooh,
Dude.
I remember you telling me about that. Your dude that was not your cellie, but maybe he was, or he was a couple doors
cells down was
yeah.
Richard Scruggs, and he.
I think this is well documented.
I mean, yeah,
can
it's
talk about
yeah,
this, Rich.
that's yeah,
Is it
that's
Dick?
out there.
Is it Dick?
It's Dick. Yeah, we called him Rich because he was a billionaire,
Mm-hmm.
but his wife would come visit on the private jet every weekend.
That PJ life.
He sued Big Tobacco while he was in prison. He was getting $25 million a year off that lawsuit alone until 2025. He still every year gets $25 million off of that lawsuit from like the 90s.
You ought to hit him up.
Yeah, probably he's probably dead now. He was
think?
pretty fucking old when we were in there. But if you're not, hey, Rich.
Miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
His celly, which is cool.
77 and still alive.
Oh, he's 77. He's still alive.
Got a whole Google page.
Thanks, Jamie.
Thanks, Jamie. Ellie. So he's still alive. Good to see you, buddy.
Right.
Let's connect.
Man, it's been too
LinkedIn.
long.
LinkedIn, Jesse May. So when he's in there, his celly that was his long-term celly, this dude was eating, he's eating steak, lobster every night in prison because they got an officer's hall. So the officers eat different than the inmates. We eat in the cafeteria. Officers
Right.
get to go in the lounge,
Right.
get whatever they want.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, that's where fucking Richard Skaggs is eating. He ain't eating out of the cafeteria.
No kidding.
Dude, he's got meals every night prepped up. His celly when he left, which he put in the work. He studied a bunch of real estate stuff while he was in there. And I didn't hear this straight from Richard, but the other inmates told me that he'd like hooked him up with 7 houses in Florida as his going home. He was going
really?
home. So to go home, he set him up 7 houses to start a real estate portfolio. Good
for him.
dudes.
Right.
I was in there with old dudes that just bribed for jobs.
Yeah.
So like commissioner, or I don't know who they bribed, but they would do water treatment plants,
Yeah.
and they somewhere in the company bribed to get these bids, and they were paying fines of like 19 million, lawyers of 3, and here I am, old meth head from Illinois, sitting down in Alabama, just chocked up with all these old dudes with just knowledge, dude, and I took it in. Everything they were saying, I was listening. So there was a lot of good knowledge there about how to do things right and about how not to do things wrong.
It's half of it. It's figuring out what not to do.
Yeah,
Then you're like, all right, I'm not doing that.
not doing that.
You kind of got a foundation to
Don't
build
bribe that guy.
on. Right.
So I looked a lot of these dudes up when I got home, and
So
interesting stories.
Did you feel like when you got out of there, like that you were going to be a loser or a winner?
Dude, I came out of there fucking stud, ripped up.
Right.
I'm talking abs down to my dick.
Right.
I got veins
Right.
coming up.
Hell yeah.
I got at one point while I was in there, I had the Chuck Liddell mohawk.
Had to.
Dude, I pimped it. It was so
Yeah,
good.
I've seen
So,
pictures.
I come out of there. No, I didn't feel like a loser at all. I felt like I was on top of the world. I was in the best shape. I was just ready to go. I've been laying down for a long time.
Right.
So when I got out, I hit the ground running.
So what was the first move?
First move, my friends bought me underwear, and they bought me clothes because I had
Reasonable.
0 money.
Right. Oh, that's true.
I didn't have no money. I was 29 years
So
old.
you literally,
I come home with
I think like
nothing.
Danny Ocean's 11 getting out of prison.
Yeah.
You remember Ocean's
Oh, yeah.
11? Brad Pitt,
Yeah.
stud. Heard they're
Yeah.
making a prequel to Ocean's 11 with Ryan
Yeah,
Gosling.
it's like
and-
Ocean 32 by now.
right?
Right.
So you get out, you have literally no money, paper, cash, dollar
have
bills in
nothing.
your pocket.
Nothing.
So what's the move? What's the thought process there?
Get a job. But again, I've been making 14 cents an hour for like the past 5 years.
Right.
So I wasn't making much money.
Right.
So my first job was a recycling plant in Evansville, Indiana, where I was at the halfway house.
Okay.
I was making $7.50 an hour.
So you were balling out.
Dude, it was. I thought so at
Right.
the time. I mean, I
Right.
could go get me that Big Mac
Right.
on the walk home. You
Right.
know what I mean? I'm feeling pretty good.
Right.
So, $7.50 an hour. I was sorting. So it was a recycling plant. Like the trash is coming down a conveyor. I'm picking out plastics, different kinds of plastics. Each one's got a different number on the bottom.
Okay.
It can be a shitty job, very shitty.
Right.
I'm in there with a bunch of inner city dudes throwing trash. But again, 14 cents to 7. It's looking up.
Right.
So then I seen that there's a guy on a skid steer pushing, and I'm in
Okay.
the inner city. These guys, nobody knows tractors. I
Right.
didn't know tractors. I hadn't ran a tractor. You know, now I've got this excavating business that's doing great.
Right.
39. At 29, I hadn't ran a damn lawnmower. Is about all I'd ran.
Right.
Even
oh,
though
you had
I'd-
never been on skid steers and stuff before that?
No. Even though I grew up around
Right.
tractors, my grandpa's business kind of went out of business when I was a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
13, 14. And by then I was already smoking. Nobody really wanted me around.
Right.
I didn't want to be around. So
Damn.
yeah, pretty young. I got caught one time, and again, okay, so let's go back to that cop that was after my ass. This is years later. He's after me, right? So I'm like 19 at that point.
Right.
Years before this, when I'm 15, the same fucking cop. He used to chase me around. Not Tom Wright. I love Tom Wright. Me and him would get in chases. I've got good stories about Tom. He ruined a couple years of my life.
What are you gonna do?
I ruined a couple of his. You know.
Fair trade.
Fair trade. So back to this cop that was after me 4 years before this. I'm like 15. I'm going to Benton as a little kid. But so when I'm a freshman, first thought as a freshman is I've got to get a senior or a junior that's got her license. I want
Right.
a nice car, the girl, she could be pretty, she could not, depending
Right.
on the car. You know what I mean? I'm a
Right.
fucking freshman, so
Right. A 4 could be an 8 with the right car.
right. So I got a
I hate putting numbers on that. Like, by the way, like
I
the
got-
10 scale, I don't like that, but it's funny to, you know what I mean?
right. So I picked up like a 6, but her car was a 8 at the time.
I know what you mean by that too.
Yeah.
That
She had
whole
a
scale.
Sunfire, dude. She had a
color?
Sunfire with a sunroof, silver.
Shit,
And,
with the sunroof?
I stole her, so she was a senior, and her boyfriend was a senior. Her boyfriend's dead. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
But so these are all seniors. I'm a freshman. They tried to paddle me, so they got the girl with the
Back,
guys.
like Dazed and Confused paddle?
Oh yeah,
Initiation?
initiation. So
Damn.
we got all these seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Paddle time. A couple of my buddies, they took the paddle. And with me, they had a skateboard. We're all in the same group, in the same room. They paddled a couple dudes. I'm not taking no motherfucking paddle. My own daddy don't paddle my ass.
Right.
Come get some.
Right.
So they told me to bend over the bed. They're going to paddle me. And I stood up. I'm like, no, we can fucking throw down.
Right.
I had boys on speed dial. I'm on my pager.
Right.
What's up? You know?
Yes, sir.
So I bucked. I ain't letting nobody paddle my ass. Initiate
Right.
this. You
Right.
know? So what actually ended up happening there was then the seniors wanted to hang out with me.
Okay.
So I stood up to them
Right.
instead of bucking or anything. They're like, "Damn, what are you
Right.
doing Saturday night?" I'm like, "Shit, pick
Hanging
me
out
up."
with you.
Yeah. So
Right.
we did too. We went to we skipped school one time and went to a ICP concert.
Insane Clown Posse.
Yes, we
Dude,
did.
were
that.
you at to ask if I knew who that was?
No,
No?
I'm just having flashbacks to things I've done in life that
ICP, those were dangerous concerts, though. They'd always be like
Yes.
one like a quarter would get killed at an ICP concert, but not at the concert. They were there and then they'd walk off and like they'd be
Right.
dead.
So you got to think in junior high, I'm through the Jinko stage. I'm coming into high school.
Right.
I'm thugging out.
Fuck yeah.
Parents don't. They did give a fuck, but they also I
right.
couldn't do no wrong. I mean,
Golden
I could.
child.
Yeah, golden child
Right.
type stuff. So we go out one night. I'm on the Raptor. I got my buddy on like a Recon, whatever the fuck it's on.
Yep.
And we pick up my buddy and his girlfriend. My buddy, of course, he's gonna get on back of me. He ain't gonna let the girlfriend get on back of me
Right.
because my buddy's looking like a dweeb on a
Right.
Recon. He's
Right.
like, "Girl, you go with him. I'm gonna
Right.
get on the back of the stud."
Yep.
So,
Yep.
so all night long, I'm ripping them 90, 80 mile an hour wheelies, whatever.
Right.
Just riding wheelies, and she's telling my buddy she wants to be on the back of the Raptor.
Mm-hmm.
So I steal the dude's girl, basically. I don't even know where that was going. Oh, she had the Sunfire.
Yeah. Oh, Silver Sunfire with the sunroof.
I'd already kind of knew all this. I knew what she was driving out of the group. I'm thinking, damn, that's a nice little car. Because in the 90s or 2000s, a Sunfire, you know, a new one,
Yeah. You were a problem.
is at least 13 grand, probably.
Every bit of it.
So kids, get you a damn girlfriend that's got a car. When you're a freshman, get you a senior.
I don't think freshmen
You can
date
do
up
junior.
anymore.
No, they date down.
That's lame.
That is
But, like,
so lame, but that's what they're
You should
doing.
be dating the same age as you if you're a boy or older.
Dude, me and my friends were banging the teachers, which I wasn't
go.
in the group. I wasn't in the group, but we did have the bet. Me and a buddy local here, I just met with him a couple days ago. We actually talked about this. We had a bet freshman year, who's going to bang the teacher. I had the hots for a teacher at the time.
Right.
He had the hots for a teacher. He's in BD class. He's a freaking loose cannon, right?
Right.
And one day we're in gym class, and we had a bet. He was
Right.
a senior. I'm a freshman, but dude, I was pulling it. I would take my study hall, would go to my teacher's class. We had teachers that were like 23, 24.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go to my teacher's open hour that I was after, and I'm in there, and she just went through a divorce, and boy, my little 14, 15-year-old ass knew how to work it. I'm
Right.
from a broken home. I've been through this shit like 3 or 4 times. I'll
Right.
tell you how to do it. So then I got moved in on by the teacher. Big old guy. I probably shouldn't get into that story. One day my buddy comes in the gym with his teacher. He's a BD kid. Comes in the gym with his teacher with another student, a female. My buddy punches the door. We're all down in the gym. They're up here, you know, and we see my buddy hit the door, and we're like, oh, there's old kid again acting crazy.
Right.
Well, old girl that was with him had just walked in on him, caught him having sex in school. So that's him. He punches the door. She's saying she's going to tell. They actually, the teacher got fired. The student was 18.
Right.
Married, or I don't think they got married, but they had kids together. She left her husband, got with the student, lost her job. He won that fucking bet, and I never paid him. And I felt bad about it ever since. I owe you one, buddy. And it was never in the news. They got kids together. They were together 5 years.
That had something similar didn't happen to me, but like in my high school, that something similar happened. A teacher and a student, and like they kind of defied the odds. So good for them.
So yeah, me and my teacher.
Yeah, they're still together. Yeah.
Me and my teacher, we were at the point. I could do whatever I wanted in class. I'd have chew in, I'd kick back, I could cuss. Anybody else say anything, principal's office. And they would be like, you let Jesse, and she'd be like, don't worry about Jesse. I mean, I had it like that. You know, I'm sitting in class, I'm selling joints out of I'd take highlighters and take the guts out of them, and I'd put a joint in each highlighter. And I'd sell them for $5 a piece at the vending machines. And you'd pull it out, and whatever color highlighter it'd be. If it was a blue highlighter, it'd be a blue joint.
You've been an entrepreneur since day one.
Dude, for sure, yeah. I'd buy them ditchweed for $100 an ounce, roll a shit ton of joints. I'd have to buy the highlighters, take the guts out, but never got caught. He moves in on me, right?
Yep.
So a couple years goes by. Now I've dropped out of school, moved on with my life, and I'm up at the pizza place in town, and they're married. They get together, they get married, and I see them all at this big long table, and I'm standing outside. I'm still probably like maybe 17. I'm talking to two of my buddies,
right?
And I look in and I see her, and she's sitting like this, and she sees me. Haven't seen her in a couple years. Now I'm a little bit older, and now it ain't as illegal as it was before. And I'm sitting out, and she looks at me, and I blow her a kiss. And she goes like this. So it's her husband, and I'm out here to the left. And she's looking past him. I blow her a kiss, and she goes like this, and she catches it.
No.
And he's seen it. He fucking seen it, dude. She went like this, and he was already eagle-eyeing. She fucking catches the kiss. He freaks out, jumps up from the table, runs outside. Me and my two 17-year-old buddies, 16, 17, starts shoving me. He's like, motherfucker, come on. He knew what time it was. This life ain't over.
That's crazy. Dude, imagine being mad at a 17-year-old at your age.
Well, I mean, the 17-year-old was making moves.
That's true.
Making money moves.
You gotta respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was almost to that Chevy S10 SS.
Heard
that.
Good. Thank God for him you weren't.
I was in the 2.8 89 SS at that time. But, boy, if I would have pulled up.
Game over. Sorry,
Don't worry
buddy.
about your bitch. She coming with me.
She's coming home with me.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's sick, dude. Yeah, you did what you had to do. That's admirable. That's a great high school career.
Yeah, it went good.
What year did you quit going to high school?
Don't know. Don't remember. I was a freshman.
You were a freshman?
Probably around 2001.
So you were a freshman?
I was a freshman when I dropped out.
So no sophomore, junior, senior year?
No.
You weren't prom king?
No. I mean, I was in my own little world. Hell yeah. I was dating the prom queen. I might as well
Hey,
be the king, huh?
I heard that. You were.
I don't know about being the prom king, but I was definitely taking the queen home at night.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't the prom king.
No?
Honest to God, without sounding like a total loser, which I will sound like, I thought like they didn't really like advertise like how it was all going to go down, but I was prepared to be the prom king, you know, but like I was kind of surprised when I wasn't, to be honest with you. But
I think there's a misprint.
Like, wait a second. Like,
who the fuck is
who tallied
Dylan?
this? Right.
You know, who the fuck is a Dylan?
Yeah. I'm sorry, David?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I can help
Was
you with
that
the whole...
Let me see that.
Yeah.
Let's do a recount. No, I wasn't the prom king. But prom was all right. Nothing crazy. When you realize that a junior's prom king and queen, you're kind of like, why don't they just do it the senior year?
Right.
I still don't know why.
Right.
Because homecoming is senior, but that's a whole nother.
See, I don't know none of that.
That's what I'm saying.
'Cause I
That's
was
what
out
I'm
at
telling you.
freshman.
That's why I'm telling you. That's just so you know. Mason, little man's about to be there, and sophomore.
8th grade.
No, 8th grade.
Yeah, dude's as
I
tall
think-
as I am. I told him I was gonna beat him up the other day. As soon as he's about right here.
Right.
As soon as he's as tall as I am, I'm beating his ass.
Have to.
I've got to establish dominance in the house.
You have to keep it in order.
I told him. I said,
Right.
the
If
minute
you-
you better be walking on knees bent around me, motherfucker. Because,
you better be barefoot all the time,
don't be
buddy.
walking around
Keep my
no
boots
shoes
on.
around here.
Right.
Come on, lay him out.
Oh,
Establish
poor
dominance in the
guy.
house. He's already got a mustache. I've been working on that for 39 years.
Yeah, dude, you don't have any facial hair. You keep it clean shaved. Dude,
Yeah,
I haven't taken
daily.
a straight razor to my face ever. When I was a kid, I used to put shaving cream on my face, take my dad's razor and turn it backwards, flip it around, and then
Right.
just like shave the shaving
Pretend
cream off.
shave, right.
I'd be like next to him, and he'd be shaving and shit, and he'd like
Right.
swash his like razor in the sink,
Right.
and then he'd
Yeah.
redo it, and I'd be doing that same shit. But I
See,
had
I do it
facial hair.
different. I leave the water run. My parents did the same thing. Have the sink full of
Yeah,
fucking
kinda
shit. But like,
nasty in
are we that
retrospect.
damn broke that we can't just let the water run? We
I
gotta
wonder.
fucking sit here and rinse it off in this old dirty ass hair.
That is gross.
It's gross, dude. I just leave the sink run and hit the
Right,
razor
just
under
fresh
it, rinse it.
every
Yeah, I
time.
ain't trying to
Yeah.
fucking.
No, dude, we're living good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we don't need to do that. Standing water grosses me out in general.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
We love a fountain.
I like a fountain.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And then we're happy. You
Right.
take that and it's still, and you're like,
100% with the fish farm.
that's what I'm saying.
So I've got the pond out here. Now it's just
Right.
a pond. When I
Yeah,
had that big ass paddle wheel spinning that water,
Everybody's happier.
everybody drive by, slow down.
Right.
Like, what in the
Whoa,
fuck
what
is
is that
going
moving
on?
waters?
Got the Casino Queen going down the boat here.
That's what I'm saying. Is that a
Nope.
casino going on, or how do we get? Is it open? It's not open for business. It's a aerator, and we love it. You and Lisa probably walk around that pond dam at night, just watching that water
dude.
move.
We'd walk around there and we'd think, oh, the shit we're gonna spend money on, with all the money we were gonna make off that fish farm, and
Fish farming's wild.
fish farming is wild. I can say that I'm a commercial fisherman. That's pretty good.
You've caught more fish than most
I can't
fishermen
even
ever
tie
will.
a fucking knot on a fishing
Don't
pole.
need to.
Don't need to.
Take
I
a
got the whole
net.
pond. I got 20,000 fish in the pond. Why
Ready
would
to
I need
go.
to tie a fucking knot and sit out there, not knocking anybody that likes to fish?
My brother loves to fish, but I don't understand
I am knocking
it.
Phil for fishing so much. But
You
the
know,
thing is when you got 20,000 of the some bitches out here in a tank
Why-
headed to New York to the fish market, why
Right.
would I go sit out on a boat and
Not
try to
interested.
catch another one? You
I
know?
went with him one time. I bet he cast that line 300 times.
Oh, no. Those
Caught
bass
three-
fishermen.
He caught 3 fish. 3. I said, bro, the fish ain't biting tonight. Let's call it. He said, no, we're going to go over this cove. And
Oh,
he
it's so
casts the
good.
line. And he reels it in. And he casts the line. I'm over there drinking Trulies thinking,
I just don't get it.
what are we doing here?
Right.
Let's just look at the sunset.
Right. And do they keep the fish?
They
That's
don't
the
even
thing.
keep them.
That's the fucking
They
thing.
don't keep them. They don't cook them. They turn them back to the
100%.
freaking. And then, not to mention, they got their jaw ripped open.
Yeah.
They're not in good health.
It's not that.
They
I
haven't
mean,
been breathing.
All you're doing is cranking this little fucking thing.
It's
in
a
there.
sick and twisted hobby. I don't
It is
understand,
weird.
dude. That people be like, you got fish in that? I don't fucking know if I have fish in the pond. I hope if they do, I'm gonna leave them where they sit.
Right.
Let them swim around. They'll be like, and they'll slip. And then the fuck, she's all docile. He's fucked up. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
that fish farm.
Let him be.
So the whole
Catch and release is sick. If you're gonna catch them, at least cook the motherfuckers.
And I don't get
hit them in the head with a hammer, and let's fillet those bitches up and put them on the grill with a little bit of tinfoil.
I know probably close people, at least 5 people that fish all the time. Ain't none of them ever got no damn fish to eat. Ain't
No.
nobody having a fish fry.
No.
Ain't nobody cleaning the fish.
They put them back in the
They
pond.
put them back in, and they're
Why?
dead. They'll be
They're
laying
dead. You know good and well they're
Be laying
dead.
in a fucking bucket for the last
Right.
5 hours, like they're gonna save them if they get 10. You know, like what's the magic number here? One fish will feed a person.
Did you see those videos of those dudes? So that Jake Runyon. Yeah, you did.
What was it?
Remember he put the weights in the fish. He was killing it for like 2-3
Yeah.
years, dude, making $400,000 or
Yeah, had the
$500,000
bow.
a year, killing it.
I should have done that. Damn, I should have put the weights in the fish.
Dude, I don't know if it was him. I want to say it was just because it sounds good, but like someone, dude, this is next level. All right. So someone was a fisherman and his brother.
Not to be confused with Next Level MX.
Window tinting,
Window
next level window
tinting.
tinting,
Our
next
boy,
level MX, West Lawrence. Give him a
Cambria,
call.
Illinois.
Be happy to take care of anything you need.
He's actually about to do tent on our commercial building and excavator.
Anything you need.
Anything.
So literally, so he was taking. His brother was a professional scuba diver. Okay, he was. Boom, we're gonna have a tournament this weekend. He would take a bunch. They would catch a bunch of fish, and he would take them down to a 55-gallon bucket. He would put the fish in the bucket.
What?
Okay, and then
Little
okay,
fish with the weights in them?
not even just big monster motherfuckers.
Right.
And then on the day of, the brother would be down underwater,
Stop.
ready to go, and then he
He'd
would
hook
throw
up the line and
a certain bait in,
Stop.
so it'd be he knows his brothers. He'd grab it, he'd open the thing, he'd hook a fish,
Stop.
and then boom, he'd get 5 good ones. He
Dude,
win the
that's the
tournament.
entrepreneurial way, though. I mean, maybe not, but
right?
the thing is, what I was getting at
There
is
are
if you know
criminals
people
out there.
that are freaking scuba divers and you're in that field where it could come in handy.
Dollars. If it makes dollars, it makes sense.
That's right.
Right.
One of
Yeah.
the best pieces of advice I ever got was after I dropped out freshman year. The reason, let's go back to that real quick.
Okay.
The reason I dropped out was I had 33 detentions at the end of freshman year. They wanted me. They thought I was
Doomed
going to
for
come my
failure.
ass up to the school over the summer and do summer detentions. I'll see you next year.
We'll catch you in the fall.
Yeah, I come back sophomore year. Come back sophomore year. I've got 333 detentions.
That's a tough pill to swallow.
I'm not
Big mountain to climb.
That was where we got to part ways. I'm like, okay,
I
that
bid
sounds
you
great.
adieu. Right.
Yep.
I'm not doing it.
So I'm going to Logan. So I drive my little S10 SS truck out there.
All right.
Go out to Logan. I'm doing ASC, which is like a high school credit rebound type
Yep.
thing.
Yeah.
Well, there I realized they don't call, and this was during 9/11. While 9/11 happened, I was out there at that ASC program,
Okay.
and I realized they didn't call your parents if you skip school. High school, you skip, they call your parents. Out here
Right.
at the college, it's credit. Shit, you don't come, you don't come.
They don't care.
I start going to the GED class next door.
Okay.
So I went, and the first time I took my GED, I failed because I tried the tried and true ABCD, D.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
And I missed 100% of them. So I failed. I
Right.
went back and took it, passed it. So I got my GED out of the way.
Yeah.
At a young age. My friends are still in school. I moved on to my cooking career.
Gotta
I
start.
feel like we all won out. I see some of them now,
Right.
and I think, hey, it wasn't that bad.
Turns out, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? The grass isn't always greener.
That's right.
Right. That's pretty funny. What a story.
Well, we'll have to have you back on.
I'll
This is fun.
come
This
back
is-
on. This has been great.
I'm talking like Saturday,
What's today?
Wednesday. We could probably bump it to Friday.
It's reasonable. I got to go out of town on Sunday.
I know I need to get more about you out there.
There's not much to hear, buddy.
There's a lot.
You know, just we can get it. We can get into that there'll be a part 2 to this.
I love it. I love everything you got going on.
Yeah, you know.
I like coming out there and seeing what you got going on. I was thinking about it today. I thought about you today, and I was thinking in my own terms, like growing up, you're always chasing something. Like,
Right.
39. So as I'm growing up at 20, I always wanted to be this or do this. I was never happy with where I was at the time. But then now, I feel like I've gotten to wherever it is I was trying to get to.
Right.
You know, like used to, I was always looking to do the next thing or future.
Right.
Now it's like I don't want to move.
Right.
I'm happy as hell where I'm at.
Right.
Business
that
is
weird?
good. There's not nothing I really am looking to go to besides just now I feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Right. Isn't that weird? Like, I feel like I have friends that are like, that work for people and they want to do their own thing and they're scared to because they get a paycheck every Friday, but they don't have any freedom. but they have security.
Right. That's a big thing. Some people, a lot of people, will trade the security because it is the unknowns. My wife and I talk about this all the time. Like, isn't it weird that we don't have a 9-to-5 job to where if
Right.
somebody pays us, we're paying payroll. So if
You're
something-
paying,
yeah,
right.
we're the ones paying payroll out. So if something, it's just weird to think like we're always busy.
Right.
Since we started, we've had 40-hour weeks. Me, my brother works for us. There's nothing less than a 40-hour week.
Right.
Minimum. I don't care if it's raining. We can't work. We've always been smart about it, but we'll work in the shop.
Right.
Do the maintenance, do stuff like that. But sometimes we just sit back and we think we're like, golly, like we're the reason we have money.
Right.
The money that comes in is hustling and
Right.
getting out there and, getting your name out there and getting your work out there. It's just a weird feeling.
And that's a whole other thing, like income taxes. That's a different topic I don't want to focus on right now. But like because you're grinding and hustling so much, like you're responsible for your success. Like,
Right.
and it's wild.
It's crazy.
It is. It is also like sometimes you're in the grind so much that you can't like you're in the forest but you can't see that because of all the trees.
Right.
You can't like step back. Like seasonal work kind of helps. Like in the winter, I feel like we'll taper both of our businesses and we'll be like, okay, but like when you're in it, you can't be like, damn, I'm killing it.
Right.
You're like, I gotta go. There's more to do tomorrow, and I gotta work late, and I'm missing stuff, and I'm making sacrifices, and like, it's weird.
It's strange, the seasonal work, because, when you do construction, landscaping, anything outdoors, you got seasonal work. It might,
Right.
but we've always, where we live, we get snow, a week or two a year. It's not much. The rest is just nasty, dark, gloomy, cold.
Right.
We've been able to figure it out to keep us busy. I would bid clearing projects. I'd start in like September.
Mm-hmm.
And because I knew in the winter I could clear, all the
Right.
trees, the leaves are down.
Right.
I could make a mess, clean
Right.
it up, grade it in the spring. I'll come back and finish grade it if I need to.
Right.
But compared to residential being in somebody's yards, I'd start telling people, I'll give you a discount if you can wait. So if I'm bidding something in
Right.
September, I would give them a 20% discount if they could wait till January.
Right.
And then that would keep us from just not working at all. So I
Right.
might take a little bit of a loss.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, the work would take longer. It's muddy, shit's breaking, it's
Right.
cold, but we were still bringing in money.
Yeah.
But we started, so we actually went out west, West Yellowstone, the best city in
The world.
all of,
Yep.
North America, the
Yep.
world. We went out there and I heard Big Daddy and Ron talking about this fish farm. So, boy, my eyes were popping. I'm like, all right, we're going to fish farm.
They were popping. I remember.
Dude, they were popping. We saw
Right.
so much. This whole house is all based off a fish farm.
Not crazy.
That's crazy. Like, we lived in town, and I'm like,
Where did you live?
in a little bungalow on the east side of Carterville, or
Yeah.
I think north side of Carterville.
Yeah.
It was a nice house. It was a starter home. My wife and I bought it. It was under 100,
Right.
just a little house.
Mm-hmm.
We lived there a few years. And what's funny is we rented before that, and we thought, how are we going to ever buy a house? So we bought a house, and then I heard that damn fish farming story, and I'm
Right.
like, oh, we got to move on up. So
Sounds good in theory.
I was looking at land down the road, and boy, did we dodge a bullet, because I was looking at buying like 100 acres for the same price as this.
Right.
And that would have been a big mistake. So we found the house we wanted with the land, did the fish farm, went all in, built these 2 ponds,
Right.
and we built them in the middle of winter because that's the only time I was not working.
Right.
So it was muddy. It took twice as
Right.
long, twice as much money. Got the aerators, got everything going. First year, killed it. Made some good money.
Right.
Wasn't bad.
Right.
Second year, got a little tough. COVID hit. The prices of everything went up.
Right.
Fish died.
Not good.
It just wasn't my business.
Right.
But we
Too
did
many
go.
variables.
We did go through that experience.
That's true. At least you
don't-
did it.
I don't know how to catch a fish on a pole, but I can put 20,000 of them in
Hey.
a tank and ship them over to the.
You can put 20,000 in
New
a
York.
tank and somehow get 10,000 out 10
Yep.
months later.
Yep.
Incredible. That's pretty cool. Entrepreneur. You've been an entrepreneur since day one.
You know, you just got to make moves.
Right.
Constantly be not worrying, not stressing.
Right. That's true.
It's true.
That's why you keep doing what you know,
Right.
excavating.
Right.
Look at the pictures, dude. These are sick.
That's sick. Look at them trucks lined up right there.
What's
Look at
going
the
on here?
stick. Look at the stick on that last one. That's a 95
Are these your
foot.
excavators? Or are these yours?
Those are herb. They're rentals.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Those are long sticks. So we were doing a environmental cleanup, and it's PCBs, which is aluminum, got in a creek. So that's actually me. My cousin is the second one, and that's my uncle, the third one.
Okay.
So notice the sticks on them. So look how close I am to this first truck.
Right.
I've got a 65-foot stick. The next Traco, he's a little bit further away. He's got like a 70-foot. Look at that third one. Look how far away he is. That's a 95-foot stick on that thing. Those are some big stick son of a bitches right there. We pulled up on the job site.
Can you
Them
see
big
that?
sticks flopping.
You can't. Yeah, you can. A
Yeah.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, them big
That's
sticks
crazy.
flopping. I wore sweatpants the first day. Just to let them know. Establish
Right.
dominance. Where's the long stick at?
Right here. Dang, that's crazy.
This is that's our D6 in. There I am on the buggy. I'm flying the drone.
Oh yeah.
The one behind you there, that's a good one. That's a pond dam. That's a pond dam we just finished up. You got to have that sheep's foot roller on top.
Got to.
That's what makes it hard.
Right.
That's what seals it up.
My dad don't let that I-57 race where they race midget cars out there at the east side of Marion. Use his sheep's foot for years, dude.
Really?
Yeah, they took it and they had it for a long time. Which,
Oh, it was your dad's?
yeah.
Nice.
But it packed that ground down hard.
Yeah.
I got on a mini little midget car, Tony Lawrence's.
Really?
Ripped it around a couple times. It was terrifying. Kind of cool, but you couldn't see left and right, really.
Couldn't make the
I
cut.
had no peripherals,
Right.
which is
Just
weird.
straight ahead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you ever seen the shirt I've got? I'll show you. My dad actually sponsored a sprint car
Okay.
back in the 80s, 90s. And it was Chuck Amati, the one-armed bandit. So on a sprint car,
Why does that sound familiar?
he was from Freeman Spur.
Chuck
Shane
Amati.
Wade's his grandson, I believe. They got a museum in Marion, east of Marion on the north side.
Yeah.
As you're going towards 166, there's that big building sits off there after FS gas station on the north.
Yeah.
That's a museum for Chuck Amati. So I've got a shirt out in the barn that's framed,
Right.
and it says Scott May Racing, and then it's got my brother's name and my name. I'd
Oh,
be a little
really?
kid in the pits,
Isn't that
8 years
wild?
old, running from the cops,
Right.
drinking kitty cocktails, hanging out with the one-armed bandit.
That's hilarious.
a good time.
What a childhood you had,
Yeah,
dude.
we got to talk about it more, for sure.
will.
We'll have you back on.
We will.
This is great.
This is great, dude. I've had a blast. I haven't talked about the studio enough. I mean, this is sick. All soundproof. What is this?
Sick.
It looks like it
is
looks
a-
like pads from a
Egg crate.
yeah.
This is an Amazon special.
And you got the green room.
I got the green room.
Green room's sick. Got the bar, sofa, TV, which is really cool. It's
It's
pretty
sick.
nice.
This was
dude.
just an attic.
That's what I'm saying. You repurposed it. I like repurposing.
Yeah. We had a Christmas tree and a bunch of dust and just no lights up here. And Lisa was saying one day that we should do a podcast. And I said, say no more. So we went all out.
Lisa proposed it.
Yeah.
Gangster.
Dude, Ellie knows where it's at.
Right.
Yeah.
You got the pool,
Just
poker
so
table
everybody
here.
knows, my wife goes by Ellie Mae,
Ellie Mae.
also known as Lisa
That's right. Where'd Ellie come from?
Clampets.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Did you have Ellie Mae Fish Farming or something?
It's what the fish farm was actually called. Was
Yeah.
Ellie Mae Fish Farm.
Ellie Mae Fish Farm. Right.
Yep.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Ellie Mae. Does anybody else call her Ellie Mae?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. That's just mine.
Just your deal.
A couple people, maybe. A couple buddies.
But you originated it.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. This is sweet, dude.
She just got her license plates in the other day for
Ellie Mae?
her new car. It's EM. She's
Ah.
like, perfect.
Gangster.
Yeah, not ordered that way.
It
That's
just
what they
got
came.
right. EM. That's hilarious. That's meant to be, dude.
That's meant to be.
So, Reckless Success.
Reckless Success. Probably do once a week.
Is that what your plan is?
Planning on talking once a week. It's just basically stories about going from nothing, running from the cops. Not nothing, but I guess I would say I was a troubled child.
All right.
You know, I failed the first grade. I failed again in 7th grade. By the time I got to freshman, hell, I was already supposed to be out of school anyways.
Right.
If I could have grew a mustache, I would have had one.
Right. Yeah, you would have.
But anyways, I went from running from the cops, a life of, just nothing. I didn't have no desires or any dreams or anything like that, to then getting busted, going to federal prison, coming home from federal prison, and
Right.
starting a business. And then now that I look back, I knew so many people that wanted to do these steps and they just didn't know how.
Right.
So if I can, I just want to give a push, let them know it's possible.
Right.
Anything's possible. I feel like I could, now that I know the secrets, the tips and the, trades
Right.
of how to do things,
Right.
I feel like I could start over any day now and go right back to
Even
doing
if you were
great.
at 0.
Even at 0.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't that wild? A lot of people don't have that same
Right.
belief in themselves.
Yeah. I'll sell a fucking pack of bubble gum for $10 right now.
Right. Well, how
Right
bad do you need bubble gum?
And the person that buys that bubble gum is going to be tickled shitless that they just bought a $10 pack of bubble gum off Jesse May. They'll
They
probably
do.
frame that shit and save it,
That's right.
fucking chew on it, savor it, and put it back up.
All right. That's, dude, I love it.
Let's have a shot.
This is going to be great.
Let's have a shot to finish this episode out, and we'll come back on and do it again.
We will do it again.
Do we want to have the shot?
It's
It's a school night.
It is a school. God, listen to us. It is a school night.
Go hard or go home.
I'm scared of this shot,
Why?
buddy.
What is it? It's
Fireball.
Fireball. Dude, I let my kids drink Fireball. It's like Busch Light beer.
Little man's.
It's the shit you give little man whenever they're hanging
He's
out.
joking, but
Yeah, obviously I don't give my kids this.
that's right. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for having me on.
Thanks for being on.
Yes, sir.
A cap full. I feel like Frank the Tank's about to come back. All right, guys, we're going to wrap up. You can follow us on TikTok and YouTube at reckless.success, or you can follow us on Instagram at recklesssuccess without the dot. Spotify and Apple Podcast for audio only. Spotify, you can get video. Subscribe and follow. Hit that like button. For more information about May Excavating, go to TikTok at May Excavating. All right, that's a wrap, guys. Thanks.